are a Noahite. Yes, you. And unless you're Jewish, you could become a Noahide, which is what God in the Bible wants you to do. In this video, we will cover all the distinctions. What is a Noahite? What is a Noahide? And what are the categories that fall into these two groupings? Let's get into it. Genealogically, every person on this planet is a Noahide. And let me explain what I mean by that. Many of our English Bibles use words like Israelite, Canaanite, Moabite. What do these terms actually mean? Well, let's look at the Hebrew, the original language of the Bible. Whenever you see Israelite, it usually translates the phrase B'nai Yisrael, which means the sons of Israel. Likewise, Ammonites sometimes translates B'nai Ammon, the sons of Ammon. But these sons can actually mean descendants, for the Hebrew word B'nai, sons of, can mean literal sons or descendants. So using the same logic, Noahite translates B'nai Noach, the sons of Noah, descendants of Noah. Since we know the Torah is given by God and that the oral tradition, the oral Torah, is just as valid, we know that because of the Great Flood, all modern humans descend from Noah. And thus, as I said earlier, we are all, in a genealogical sense, Noahites. And just as the Israelites are bound by the covenant that God made with Israel, so too, all of humanity is bound by the covenant that God made with Noah. This covenant includes the 7 commandments that apply to all people. But let's move further. We've just covered everybody is a Noahite, a descendant of Noah. Within the Noahites, the entire population, God chose the Israelites, the descendants of Israel, who used to be called Jacob, to receive his full Torah and become his covenantal people. Today, we know them as the Jews. Here's a simple analogy. If you know your Bible, you know that God chose the tribe of Levi out of all the 12 tribes of Israel to serve in his temple, to act as spiritual servants and teachers among the Jewish people. Similarly, out of all of humanity, God chose the Israelites, the Jews, to be, quote, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. This means that out of all of humanity, the Jews were given the responsibility to serve as spiritual leaders, to exemplify holiness, and to teach the knowledge of the one true God to the entire world. The job of the rest of humanity is to listen to this mission and to bring godliness into this world by following the 7 commandments that God gave to Adam, and then to Noah, and then to Moses at Mount Sinai in front of the entire Jewish nation. So here's what we've established so far. All of humanity are Noahites. Within the Noahites are the Israelites, and God chose these Israelites to receive the full Torah. Today, some Jews observe the Torah as God commanded them. In modern times, we often refer to them as Torah observant or Orthodox Jews. Similarly, among the rest of the Noahites, the non-Jews, are those who faithfully observe the 7 commandments that God gave to Noah and then reaffirmed through Moses. In modern times, we often call these people Noahides, with a D. And among the Noahides, Jewish tradition distinguishes 2 categories. The highest category, the category that everybody on this planet should try to obtain, are those Noahides who keep the 7 laws because they are divine commandments. More specifically, they keep the 7 laws because God commanded them in the Torah and informed Moses that Noah's descendants were commanded to fulfill them. These Noahides are called righteous or pious. And according to the oral tradition, these Noahides merit a portion in the world to come. The other category are those Noahides who keep the 7 laws because they seem logical, good laws, or they're useful for society, or maybe they're afraid that they may be punished if they don't keep the laws. Now, according to Maimonides, these individuals are not considered righteous, pious, or wise. However, some later rabbinic authorities maintain that these individuals are wise for recognizing universal moral truths. In any case, God rewards both. There's definitely a key difference between the righteous and pious and the wise, and maybe in another video I could explain why this distinction is so important. But in modern times, being any type of Noahide is amazing. We live in a world that has for a long time neglected these Noahide commandments. But hopefully we're on the precipice of a surge in Noahide observance. So to recap, everybody is a Noahite, including you. All Noahites, everybody, are commanded by God to observe the 7 commandments that God gave to Noah. And within the Noahites, the entire population, are the Jews and the Noahides. Within the Noahides are the righteous, pious Noahides, those who keep the 7 commandments because God commanded them in the Torah and informed Moses that Noah's descendants were commanded to keep them. In other words, they follow them because they're divine commandments. And there are also wise Noahides, below the righteous Noahides in level, for they observe the 7 commandments not because they're divine laws, but for some other reason, but still meritorious nonetheless. On this channel, we strive to be righteous, pious Noahides. We know that God exists and that He gave the Torah. Thus, we righteous Noahides follow the law because they are divine, and most of us even seek to go beyond the letter of the law because acting righteously and piously is how one can connect to God and bring God's presence closer to this world. I encourage you to subscribe to learn more about the Noahide laws. We will strive to uncover how one can be more righteous. Thank you all for watching. Comment below if you knew these differences. See you again next week.